Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are watching, subscribing, and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate the support. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about manifesting. I've done a video on it in the past and I had a couple of questions that came up from that video that I want to expound upon. And the one question that came up over and over again is that if you're trying to manifest something, does that mean that you're not working at it at all? Does that mean that you just kind of stop working and you sit down and you sit back and you relax and you're like, all right, guys, the universe is taking care of it. Nothing to worry about. It's going to come soon. We can just chill out and watch Netflix and relax and eat pizza and it will eventually arrive, right? That is obviously not what we mean when we're saying manifesting. We're not saying that we can just absolutely relax and let the universe take care of everything. That's not the idea behind it at all. Because what the universe likes, and the kind of universe that we live in, the universe likes to see us pushing ourselves and striving for things and working towards things that we care about. It's the kind of universe that I would imagine is a type A personality kind of universe. It's loving, it is kind, it wants to take care of us. It is the kind of universe that wants us to be the best version of ourselves as much as possible, but also it wants us to do it in a way where we're relaxed about it. We're not going hard at it. We're not becoming crazy people about it. We're doing it in a way where we're kind of relaxed about it, but we're still working hard. And that's the reason why balance as a word comes up so often in any self-help or personal development guide or book that you might read, because balance is the key to everything. And balance is also the key to manifesting. So how does that balance come through, or how does it show up in our lives? For example, if I'm trying to manifest a publishing agent, which is what I was talking about in the last example. So I'm trying to manifest a publishing agent and I'm thinking to myself, I really want to be published. I want a publishing agent. I want them to look at my work. I want them to give me feedback. And so I want to be published, right? And so I could go about it two routes, obviously. I could go about the route where I think that the universe is going to send me a publishing agent. I don't have to even do anything. I don't have to work at it. I don't have to Google anything. I don't have to search for anything. I don't have to email anyone. I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't have to go to any meetings. I don't have to ask for advice. I don't have to ask for feedback. I can just sit back and relax and the universe will send me that publishing agent eventually in the future sometime. I have no idea when, right? Obviously, that's one route you could take. But I believe, in my opinion, obviously this is just all of my opinion. I don't know anything really in terms of like, I'm not the guru here. This is just my own experiences that I'm culling down for you guys. And so in my opinion, I think that the universe wouldn't really appreciate that kind of laziness, right? The universe itself is lazy in certain ways, right? It is lazy in the way that it doesn't work too hard at things. It's pretty much relaxed and chilled out about things. But in other ways, it's extremely hardworking. It's always moving and always changing, always moving from order to chaos. There's always change happening in the universe, right? And so again, as I said, balance, right? So I think the second route would work better where you manifest. So you tell the universe, I really want a publishing agent. I've been working really hard. I've been writing, improving my craft. I've been writing every single day. I believe that I've created a book where I can be proud of it and I would like it published. So then you ask the universe for it, obviously, right? And you say, okay, universe, please, could you help me with that? But besides that, you have to do your work. So you go online, you email hundreds of publishing agents, you message them, you send them your manuscript, you talk to people who have been published, you ask them for their feedback, you ask them for their advice, you go around talking to people about, your book and you send them to people, you get feedback on your book, you improve on your craft. You do all of that as well on top of asking the universe for it, right? So you're not doing it from a sense of desperation where, please, God, you have to make it happen, otherwise I'll die. You're not doing it from that space. You're doing it from a space where you know the universe cares about you. And if this is something that the universe thinks is good for you, that is jibes with your spirit and your soul, that your soul and spirit needs in order to learn and grow and go on this path of development, if it's something that is, in the plan for you, then if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. If it's not supposed to happen, it won't happen. But you go in it with the sense that the universe is taking care of it, right? Universe is doing its part. You don't have to worry about the universe. You don't have to poke at it every single day and say, hey, universe, did you do what I asked you to do? By the way, I asked you a week ago and I don't see any results. What are you doing? You don't want to micromanage the universe. You know, that's not going to work. The universe is doing things at its own pace. And even if it looks like there's nothing happening, there's a lot of stuff happening under the surface where things are going on and bubbling up, and eventually it'll bubble up to the surface and you'll see results, right? You'll see that someone messages you and that's exactly the call that you needed or message that you needed in order to get that publishing agent that you're looking for. Or perhaps you realize that a publishing agent is not really what you want and you start self-publishing and you become a success in that manner, right? And so there's so many different avenues, so many different paths that are possible for one little thing. And the universe knows that, right? And the universe is a billion times, a billion, million, trillion times smarter than you and I. It knows what to do. It, she, he, whatever you want to call her, him, they know. The higher beings, the supreme consciousness, whatever word you want to give it, the divine being, they know what they're doing. You don't need to micromanage them. You don't need to tell them what you're doing, what you need to do, what they want from you, what you want from them. Just tell them once. And you've had that conversation with the universe knows, and the universe is working upon it. They're doing their part, you have to do yours as well. It doesn't mean that you're like, all right, cool, now I can just chill out and relax. I gotta do nothing, I can just sit back, I can watch my Netflix, I can read my manga, and everything's just gonna be taken care of, hallelujah kind of thing. I don't know why I said that. I just like saying that word. Anyway, so yeah, that's not how it works, right? I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people out there who hear the word manifesting instantly get this urge to kill someone or this urge to be angry or fight about it or argue about it, because it doesn't make sense to them. You know, why are you saying that you can just sit around and everything's just going to come to you? Now, also one of the reasons why I used to get extremely angry about manifesting is because I had been taught the value of hard work. You know, I'd always been taught by my type A personality parents who worked extremely hard to get where they are. I was always taught the value of hard work. They would always say to me, nothing's going to come to you. The universe is not working for you. The universe is not going to give you anything. They were agnostic or atheist, actually. For the longest time, they didn't believe in God. And so there was no kind of teaching where I would be able to say that, yes, the universe is working for you, but still obviously work really hard. That was not the teaching that I had in my life. I was always told, you're all alone, everything all has to be done by yourself. No one is taking care of you. No one out there in the universe is working for you or on your side. There are no guardian angels, there's no God, there's no higher being or higher power. You're by yourself, you're all alone, and all you have to rely upon is yourself, right? And that's the only thing that you can rely upon, and that's the only thing that's going to work in your favor. So if you don't work hard, nothing's going to happen, right? And I think that's the kind of mentality a lot of Protestants, a lot of Catholics, a lot of Hindu people, a lot of religions basically teach that. Not nowadays they teach that. I'm not saying that that's the essence of the teaching or the religion itself, but nowadays that's what's convoluted into. And so a lot of people are taught that, you know, you have to work hard. No one's there looking out for you. No one's there. The universe doesn't exist. Or that higher being you're talking about, no, they don't exist. They're not there. No one is there to take care of you. You have to do it all yourself. And if you don't do it yourself, if you're not going to work hard yourself, then your life is going to go to shit. And you're going to be destitute and bankrupt and sitting on the side of a road in a ditch covered with mud or shit. You know, things like that. That's the kind of imagery that we're given all the time. And so that's the kind of world that a lot of us live in, where there is no higher power. There is no divine being. There is no guardian angel. There is nothing out there that's working on our behalf, trying to make things happen for us, while we're working on our behalf, working and trying to make things happen for us as well, right? So instead of us being alone, I have this belief system that we're not alone. Now I do. Now in the past, as I said, my parents used to teach me that you're all alone. You got to do it all yourself. You got to work hard. Work harder, the hardest you can. Work harder than anyone else, right? And a lot of gurus out there also teach that. I'm not saying don't work hard. Absolutely not. I work harder than anyone else I know. And so working hard is a part of my personality, and I love it because it's so much fun. But I also know that there is something out there, something divine, something beautiful, something bigger and better and stronger and more intelligent than me that's always taking care of me. She, he, it is always there behind me, patting me on the back, pushing me, giving me a little push in the right direction, giving me things that will make my life better, enhancing my life, giving me things sometimes that I just ask for, and the universe is like, yeah, you can have that, and boom, I have it, kind of thing, right? Now, again, it's not boom, I have it. It's like, I worked really hard for it, and then eventually I saw the fruits of my labor. And also because the universe was actually helping me and pushing me forward, it helped and worked a little bit faster than it would normally, right? Now, if we lived in a universe where there was nothing helping us, right? If there was this kind of universe, there's nothing behind us, we're just all alone, then all these coincidences, all these random meetups, all these random things that happen that make our lives easier and push us to our goals faster would never happen, right? We would never end up meeting with that random person that introduces us to that other person who makes us meet that publishing agent. It would never happen that way. It would just be that we would be working hard and hard and hard and hard and hard, and eventually something would click with one of the agents that we emailed, perhaps, or perhaps it would never happen, right? But I live in the first world where that always happens to me. It happens constantly, where I will have a conversation, a random conversation with a person, and that person will be like, oh, are you looking for a publishing agent? I know this person who knows this person. You want me to introduce them? I'm like, yeah, of course, please do. And it all happens because I ask for help. I ask for feedback. I'm always talking about the things that I want and need in my life, and I'm open about it. I'm not hiding it in my heart. I'm always talking about the things that I want. I'm always with the people around me, with the universe, with everything around me. I'm always out loud saying things. Oh, I want that. Oh, I like that. I would love that. I would love to have that in my life. I would love to be this person. I'm going to try and as much as possible to do this so I can become this person, right? And so I'm always constantly talking about it out loud with the universe, with people around me, telling them, asking them, receiving all of this goodness from the world, because I'm always open to it. I believe in it. I know it because it's happened to me so many times where things just come to me and I think to myself, wow, if that hadn't happened, my life wouldn't be accelerated and I wouldn't be able to get things in such an accelerated, in such a fast fashion, right? I would have to wait for much longer. One last story that I'm going to share before I end this video. The reason I moved to Chiang Mai is actually very convoluted as well. I never heard of this city before. Never, ever heard of Chiang Mai. So I was living in Toronto and I was like, I really want to live in a community where there's spirituality, but also people are working hard towards their goals. They're building businesses, they're building their lives, they're working on creative projects, but still being spiritual at the same time. I really want to live in a community like that. And also I want to move to a country where it's hot. I don't want to live in the cold anymore. I want to be able to spend less money. And I had all these desires and hopes in my head. And I put it out to the universe, right? I just put it out to the universe. And I kept on working in Toronto. I kept on doing my thing. I wanted to become a digital nomad. I wanted to become location independent. I wanted to live in Asia, somewhere where it was hot, or in a tropical country. And I had all these desires and dreams, and I put them out there. And I still kept on working in Toronto, doing my level best. And then, as I said, eventually I had a meeting with a person who introduced me to someone else. And I went over there and I started watching their videos. And they were talking about Chiang Mai. And I'm like, what is this Chiang Mai they keep on talking about? And I researched it and I realized that is the place I'm looking for. And I decided to move there. And it happened exactly like that. It happened because I was open to it. And I would never, no one in my circle knows about Chiang Mai. No one. I always talk about it and they're like, what's Chiang Mai? They know Bangkok, obviously, in Thailand, but Chiang Mai, who knows about Chiang Mai? No one really. Now, obviously, now it's becoming a little bit more popular, but this is about 3 years back. And no one knew that. No one knew what Chiang Mai was then. In my circle, at least, they had no idea. When I started talking about it with my friends, they're like, where are you going? Are you sure about that? Is it safe? And yes, it is safe, by the way. And so that's what I believe manifesting it is. Not just about giving up control and letting the universe do everything for you. It's about meeting them halfway. You do your bit and the universe does its bit, and boom, you meet halfway and things just happen. Magnificently, it is magically, mysteriously, just elegantly. It's so beautiful. If you look back upon your life and you look at all this, you're like, wow, this is just elegantly played, right? So again, I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope I've been able to explain myself to you. A lot of this stuff is obviously very abstract, so maybe it'll make sense to you, maybe it won't. If it doesn't, it makes sense. That's how life is. A lot of this stuff didn't make sense to me 10 years ago. And now it does. And a lot of stuff still doesn't make sense to me. And maybe it'll make sense to me 10 years from now. So that's the same journey you're probably on. If you want to email me or ask me any questions, please message me anytime. All of my contact information is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.